What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building, and I will be giving you your UFC 264 full card predictions. It is super late today. It's like 12 o'clock right now, like 12:54 actually. Just not to lie, but I thought about getting this done. Yeah, just pretty bored right now, but yeah, about to get this done. Get these out of the way. 13 fights on the card. This might change. I am recording this kind of a week early. We did lose some fights. We lost the Sean Brady, Kevin Lee fight, but the card overall, I mean, I like the card, man. You got Ryan Hall, Ilia Topuria. You got some, ranked contenders in Jennifer Maia, Jessica I, Omari, Akhmedov, Brad Tavares, right? Good prelims, but obviously I've been talking too much about the whole card instead of giving you guys my predictions. So let's get to it, man. Let me just fix this dumbass shit. But it is what it is with the fight. But yeah, man, let's talk about it. Alen Amedovski versus Yaozong, right? Or who, or whatever. Man, if I mispronounce it, I'm sorry. This is an interesting fight. Both guys are on 2-fight losing skids. You'd assume that these guys would get cut by now, but it is what it is. In terms of records, Alen does come in 8-2. He's fighting out of Italy, age 33, a height of 5'10", and reaches 74. Who is 3-2, is fighting out of China, age 26. A height of 6'3" and a reach of 72. So, interesting fight. Both guys have lost to some subpar competition. They are going down in weight, actually. So, they will be fighting. Actually, not both of these guys are going down in weight. I misspoke. One of these guys are going down in weight. Now, Alen, on the other hand, is coming off a loss to John Phillips via overhand. And Christoph Jocko, and that was in his debut. He had some fights in Bellator, some KOs over there. Who is coming off a loss to Rashard Coulter? That's not a good loss. And his other loss was to Cyril Asker. So both of these losses were pretty long ago for 3 years ago for Cyril and 2 years ago for Rashard Coulter. Alen, that was a year and 8 months ago. So both guys have taken a lot of time off. Interesting for me to see that, but I don't know, man. At the end of the day, if I'm being honest, both these guys aren't the greatest fighters in the world. Almost. if I'm being honest, man, I'm just gonna keep it. You know what? Some people are saying I've been a little mean, right? So I'm gonna try to keep it classy. So. Honestly, here's what I look at. I look at who going down in weight is a good thing. It's a positive. He looked overweight. He looked a little fat. Fighting with Rashard Coulter. I didn't like that look on him. So going down from fucking basically heavyweight all the way down to middleweight. That is pretty wild. So it's actually going to be really interesting to see what he does. He is fighting out of Tiger Muay Thai. I am a big fan of that gym. I like a lot of the guys that come out of there. Fiziev, Armin Sarukian, Alexander Volkanovski originally came out of there. So a lot of good things. Alen losing to John Phillips. Obviously, I feel like we've seen Alen's ceiling, if I'm being honest. And I don't think he has a big ceiling, but I don't think he's reached his full potential. I think, honestly, with a good game plan, a good training camp, and maybe if he came in shape, I think he can actually win a fight against Alen. Really, Alen is going to come in here kind of hoping that, he can play the vet and kind of prey on who's, inexperienced, right? So I think that's what it comes down to. But I'm actually going to take Yaozong in this fight to get it done by decision. I'm just feeling the fact that, he is coming down in weight. I do like that. I do trust his team in Tiger Muay Thai. American top team in Rome. It's not the same like American top team in Florida. So, I'm just going to be honest there. So I'm going to take Yaozong in this by decision. Obviously, 3-2 versus 8-2 isn't the best thing, but it is what it is. Next fight, Zhumagulov versus Jerome Rivera. Man, so big fight for both guys, right? Zhumagulov is 13-5, fights out of Kyrgyzstan, age 32, height of 5'4", a reach of 66. Jerome 10-5 is fighting out of New Mexico, age 26 and a height of 5'10 and reaches 72.5. So a lot of good things for both guys, right? You know, Jerome Rivera, I mean, has a crazy reach advantage over Zhaglis. You know, that's something he's gonna have to use, right? He is on a 3-fight losing skid. Zhaglis, you know, even though he's on a 2-fight losing skid, he lost to some really good guys, some ranked guys, you know, to Amir Albazi and basically Rulian Paiva, right? So those guys, I think some people have respect for him, right? I think, you know, for Zhaglis right here, this is a big fight for him. He's going to have to use all his skills. You know, he's going to have to use a lot of pressure. If it's wrestling pressure, if it's, you know, if it's the stand-up, right, all kinds of pressure on this guy. He has to look at Jerome Rivera, you know, in the famous words of DC when he was giving advice to Umar Nurmagomedov, his chin is soft, you know? So he's going to have to look at Jerome like that. You know, he has a soft chin, and he is going to have to touch that. And he's going to have to hurt him bad and get him out of there. For Jerome, obviously, use the jab. The jab's going to be money, the 1-2, the straight shots. You know, keep your chin tucked. If honestly, you know, keep your defense tight. That's really what it comes down to for Rivera, right? You know, his last loss, I mean, to, you know, Odie Osborne, you know, left cross, man, KO quick. He made fucking, you know, Figueiredo's, you know, goddamn special ed brother look like the GOAT. Now, actually, he didn't make him look like the GOAT, but he let him win. You're not supposed to let that dude win. And Tyson Nam, just, you know, he took him out of there, right? So this is a good fight for Zhaglis, but I mean, in terms of the fact of he's getting a guy that isn't as durable as him. You know, one thing that that Zhaglis has, you know, proven to us is that he's a durable guy, and I think in this fight Zhaglis is really, you know, he's gonna be testing his durability over Jerome Rivera's, you know, length, and I think we're gonna see it, you know, durability versus length. And reach and, you know, all those kind of things, and we're gonna see who wins. Obviously, I'm feeling Zhaglis in this. You know, he needs to fight. I think they've given him a lower level of competition. All respect to Jerome Rivera. And it is what it is. You know, at the end of the day, I think Zhaglis should win this fight. I can see Rivera taking it. I think Rivera is not a bad underdog, to be honest. I really wouldn't blame you. The length, it's the reach advantage is kind of wild, you know. So, you know, 72-66. So it's like, you know, it is what it is. But I don't know if Rivera has the technique to really use it. You know, some guys are really long, but they, you know, like Stefan Struve, he's so long and so tall, but he fights like he's 5'11". Like, guys get into him so easily. So it is what it is. I gotta take Zhaglis by decision. Next fight, Omari Akhmedov versus Brad Tavares. Man, a really good scrap right here. I mean, ooh, this is a hard scrap, man. This is a hard scrap to predict right here. Man. But yeah, let's talk about the stats, man. Omari Akhmedov comes in 21-5. I think these guys are also ranked too, so let me check the rankings out. Actually, before I said, Brad Tavares is number 15, Omari is number 13. But yeah, you know, like I said, Omari 21-5-1, does fight out of Dagestan, Russia, age 33, height of 6 foot, and it reaches 73. Brad is 18-6. He's fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, age 33, height of 6'1", and it reaches 74. So Brad does have a 1-inch reach advantage. So nothing really big, especially with the length and the reach. He's a little taller than him by 1. So this is a really good fight. I've been really tossing, turning over this. I'm like, who do I go with? Omari Akhmedov looked really good against Tom Breeze, but we've all known Tom Breeze has a lot of potential, but has never shown it. He showed up and just shown to lose, right? So you can't really judge him off of that. His last loss was Chris Weidman. In my humble opinion, he did take a round from Weidman. He had moments where he looked good, but he didn't really do anything. He got tired. And that's pretty much been the fucking pain of his existence, because I think he'd be a really good middleweight. Honestly, he went to a draw against Marvin Vettori. Marvin literally just fought for the belt. I mean, you can say whatever you want. Marvin didn't deserve the title shot, but you can't deny the fact that Marvin beat Jack Hermanson. He beat Kevin Holland. He beat some top guys like Carl Robeson, right? Some guys that are some legit dudes, right? So you got to give him, his respect there. And Omari kind of gave this guy some work. But, I don't know, man. I picked Omari to beat Weidman. I really thought Omari was the guy, to step up and kind of take that mantle. And what I saw is it didn't even look like Weidman was on his best day. Like, he had a good training camp. I thought Weidman looked in better shape for the Uriah Hall fight than the fight with Omari Akhmedov. And Weidman was just gassed. And what it told me is that when you guys are both tired, and at that point, who wants it more? Weidman wanted it more than you, and I just don't know where his heart is at. I don't know where his aspirations at, because I think the kid's really talented, man. He has some other decent wins. Wins that used to look good but don't look good now. Like, he has a win over Abdul Razak Hassan. That used to look good when Abdul used to knock out guys like Niko Price. But now, since Abdul is getting out here, wrestle effed by, fucking, what's that bum's name? Oh, man, I forgot his name. McQuan, I forgot his name. But it is what it is. But, to Brad Tavares, I've talked so much about fucking Omari Akhmedov. Brad Tavares in this situation, I mean, he looked really good against Antonio Carlos Jr., showed really good takedown defense. But let's be honest, y'all. Who hasn't showed good takedown defense against Omari Akhmedov? Not Omari Akhmedov, Antonio Carlos Jr., right? Ian Heinisch looked like a D1 stud against him, right? It looked like, wow, like this guy can never be taken down. Fights Derek Brunson, fights Kelvin Gastelum, gets out-wrestled, right? So Antonio Carlos Jr. has shown us that his wrestling isn't as good as we think it is. I think his jiu-jitsu is really good, but, I think his wrestling isn't to where it needs to be. Brad Tavares obviously works with those guys in Extreme Couture. They push a pace. They're all about cardio, working harder than your opponents. I feel like in terms of range of skill set, they're a really good team. And none of their guys are super one dimensional. Obviously, they're more boxing heavy, but they're kind of boxing sprawl guys. They like to sprawl and they like to box you up basically, and that's kind of Brad's game. Brad is coming off 2 losses, one to Edmund Shavazian and the other one to Adesanya lately. Those losses, they don't look as good as you think. Edmund hasn't aged as well. Obviously, Adesanya is the champ, so that's not bad. But, I mean, he got kind of dominated against Adesanya. Against Edmund, he got caught. I think that's what it ended up being. I think he probably would have got knocked out anyway, because I think Edmund has really great stand-up. But it is what it is at the end of the day. For Omari and and Brad, their ceilings, I feel like, have been met. 33, both guys in their prime. Only way they can go is up or down. So I don't know if they're gonna make it to a championship, but winning is still an option for them. I got to take Brad, right? As much as it pains me to go against Omari, because I've been such a not necessarily a fan, but I'm like, man, this kid's good. He has some potential, but I mean, I just think Brad is gonna have his number. I think Brad is gonna have his number in the boxing. I just hope Brad is in wrestling shape. That's what I hope. Because Ige, and a guy that's a part of his team, is a good wrestler, right? Good D2 wrestler. Obviously, he didn't wrestle to, a D1 school, right? But being a D2 guy isn't a bad thing. And so he has a wrestling background. And for him to get out wrestled like that, by Korean Zombie, it kind of just put me in like, man, like, are these guys just forgetting how to wrestle and just only doing fucking hitting the pads and just hitting the bag and just boxing all day? Like, that's what I'm hoping Brad isn't doing. And I just hope Brad shows up to his full capabilities, because I feel like this is going to be a close fight no matter what. I think Omari, no matter what, is going to at least get one takedown, right? He's going to get one takedown. But I just feel like Brad, no matter what, I think what he will do on the feet will look better to the judges, and I think he'll win a decision. Next fight, Jennifer Maia versus Jessica I. Man, OnlyFans Queen versus Oh man. OnlyFans queen, man. That's so crazy. She got an OnlyFans. Jennifer Maia, I mean, I think she has looked the best out of all of, I think, Valentina's like opponents in her title fights in the flyweight division. She, dude, go watch my breakdown of Valentina versus Jessica Andrade, and I go and look at Andrade's losses, and I see that Jennifer Maia is one of the girls that beat her. I was like literally shocked. I was shook, y'all. I was so shook. So I don't know, man. Jessica, and obviously I'm gonna bring this up. Her starting at OnlyFans. I don't know where her motivation's at. She does have some good wins that have aged well. Obviously, the win over Caitlin Chukagian, Vivian Ajaru. Those wins have aged well for her. Caitlin does have a win over Jennifer Maia. In terms of reach, actually, when you look at it, 66 to 64, Jessica does have the reach advantage. I'm not going to go too heavy on these female fights and talk about their fucking records, but if you're wondering why I haven't said anything about that, I'm going to keep it simple. I think Maia's just going to put a wrestling clinic. Jessica's, fight with Joanne Calderwood kind of told me where she's at in her career. I don't think she wants to be a winner. I think she just wants a paycheck. I think, anything gets hard, I don't think she fights as hard as she used to. And in the clinch and in the wrestling area, she looks pretty weak. She doesn't look like she has any urgency. She doesn't look like she kind of wants to be there. She's 34. She's fought for a belt. She was the number one contender of the division. So, there's a lot of things where you can look at those things in retrospect and be like, well, I had a good career, so if I lose this, they can't really judge me, right? So, maybe that's what I'm thinking that's going on. And, I picked her against Joanne, and she just royally went out there and just got whooped on, I think Maia might sub her, honestly, the way she got controlled by Cynthia Calvillo, but I think Maia should get this done by decision. Ryan Hall versus Ilia Topuria. So I do have to caution this fight actually might not happen. So I might just be talking out my ass right now. But you got a guy in Ilia Topuria that wants to fight, and then you got a fucking dummy that calls himself a fucking wizard that just plays these little games with people and acts like he wants to fight and says everyone's ducking him and says everyone's scared of him, but then doesn't show up to the dance. When's the last time this 36-year-old veteran, right, has fought? 1 year and 10 months ago. You know what it is, y'all? Everyone's so scared of his jiu-jitsu. Ryan Hall, they're so scared, bro. 8-1. Oh my god, I totally wouldn't want to fight that dude. Just submitted BJ Penn, beat Darren Elkins. Oh my god, that dude's on a different level. But it is what it is with all the nonsense I've been speaking. At the end of the day, Ryan Hall comes in 8-1, is fighting at a fucking Virginia. I think he's fighting at a Denver right now. I seen him train with Corey Sandhagen. Age 36, a height of 5'10", and reaches 71. Ilia, a guy that has been consistent, a guy that wants to fight. 10-0, Georgian fighter. Age 24, height of 5'7", and reaches 69. So, I've not been a big fan of Ryan Hall's antics. I never had a problem with this dude. I just had a problem when he just starts saying stuff like Shane Burgos, Shane Burgos, Korean Zombie, Jose Aldo. All these guys are ducking him. Dude, you're barely even ranked at that point. At that point, by the way, he's not even ranked now because he's just been so inactive and just been playing the ducking game and just been hiding in bush to bush, just not trying to fight nobody, by the way. But I'm just going to keep that one to myself. At the end of the day, it just got annoying, and it's like, dude, you literally pulled out of a fight against Dan Ige, then called out Jeremy Stevens, like, I think a day later. Like, come on, like, no shame, bro? Like, dude, come on, man. You wasted so many, like, here's the thing. People don't realize these guys have to train 6 weeks for this, like a normal training camp. And this dude's been playing this pullout game. Dude, he played it with Ricardo Lamas. Right? So, like, imagine Ricardo Lamas is training for his retirement fight 3 times for this idiot, right? And he has to train separately 6 weeks. And this guy doesn't show up, and eventually he's like, I'm not fighting this guy no more. F him. So, obviously, I don't think he's pulling out on purpose. I don't think he's scared. I don't think that's what it is. I think he's just, I don't know. He's just being irresponsible. I think that's all I can really say. It's just it's disappointing, to see this out of him. And the thing is, it's not like I've ever had big hopes for this guy or high hopes for this guy, but I think a lot of guys they rate him really highly, and it's just sad to see him not meet those expectations as a mixed martial artist and as a professional, but it is what it is at the end of the day. I think Ilia Topuria is going to crack this dude's fucking skull in, and I hope he stomps on this dude's fucking neck, man. I don't really got a lot of nice things to say about Ryan Hall. I just hope Ilia just goes out there, stuffs every takedown, treats him like the idiot that he is, and get him out of there like he did Damon Jackson. Just first round KO by Ilia Topuria. I think he's going to play a really good role of, with Ryan Hall. It's almost that here's the thing with him. He plays a very long game, just his striking, and he's not really an offensive takedown guy. He doesn't have a real legitimate offensive wrestling game. So for Ilia, I think he doesn't really have to worry, but I think Ryan Hall is going to shoot. I really do think he's going to shoot in this fight. I think Ilia can get a few takedowns, kind of break. Not Ilia. Basically what I'm saying, hopefully Ilia can get a few sprawls, right? He can defend a few takedowns, defend any clinch situations, kind of get Ryan tired, right? And then work the body. He was really good in the Damon Jackson, from working low to top, right? For just working that body, just destroying him, right? And I think he'll get this done, man. I'm predicting. Hopefully he knocks this dude out in the first round. I'm predicting a first round KO. F Ryan Hall. It is what it is. Next fight, Dricus du Plessis versus Trevin Giles. Man, dude, we're like 20 minutes in, so let me try to get these out the way pretty quick. This one breaks my heart that I gotta pick Trevin Giles in this one. Dricus du Plessis 15-2, fights out of South Africa. My African brother, age 27, height 6'1", and a reach of 76. Trevin Giles is 14-2, fights out of Houston, Texas, age 28, height of 6 foot, and a reach of 74. So I really would love for Dricus du Plessis to knock this fool out, but just watching the Roberto Slidic fight, it just told me everything I need to see. Dricus du Plessis his boxing is incredibly bad. He has really good grappling, but I don't know if he's going to really use it. He has a very stiff Muay Thai style, almost kickboxing style. Like, he throws the 1-2, and he just throws it so slow. And he'll throw like a body kick or a few naked leg kicks. I think Trevin Giles, as much as I don't like this dude, he's a well-rounded fighter. In his last 3 fights, Bevon Lewis, a guy that almost beat fucking Uriah Hall, and then Roman Dolidze, a guy that had a lot of hype. Obviously, the James Krause fight was a goddamn, it's a sham, right? But Trevin Giles, he's a good fighter. Sadly, I have to say that. And I think he gets this done by decision. Possibly he can get a KO in this fight. I just so sick and tired of this dude, man. I did think he lost that Roman Dolidze fight too. I actually do think he lost that one. But at the end of the day, he had a lot of success in there, so he did drop him, I think, in the 3rd round. So just looking at that and his boxing ability, I think he's going to smoke Dricus, I hate it. I do not like Trevin, bro. I don't like him, but I think Trevin's going to get this done. Next fight, Niko Price versus Michel Pereira. Y'all know Niko's my boy. Michel Pereira, I know a lot of people like him, but I mean, I think Niko has a real good chance of winning this. Niko is training with MMA Masters. I like that. Does have that reach advantage by 3, 76 to 73, 14 and 14 over 25 and 11. So Michel does have the reach advantage. Michel is the younger guy. He is the taller guy. But I think, I saw everything I need to see versus Michel Pereira versus Dusko Todoric. Honestly, I think Michel should do himself a favor and take Niko down. Niko could finish him on the bottom. He's shown that, but I mean, dude, he got smoked in there, bro. So, and Niko, he doesn't do well with pressure. Like, I saw that, I was like, wow, he can't take pressure at all. Obviously, he's fought some guys that are super wild, and he knows how to tame those guys, like Colin Williams, right? Dusko had more of an appropriate pressure, had a lot of more technical stuff he did in there. He put technical pressure on him. Niko doesn't really have that. But, man, does Niko slang and bang. And I think Niko, he's a lot... Here's the thing about Chaos. He's not necessarily a brawler. He swings heavy, but he can't take the damage. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't want to be in there. Like, he'll throw those heavy shots, but then he'll back out with his chin in the air and try to get out of the pocket. Niko's not scared to be in the pocket. And I just feel like Niko in the pocket with Pereira, I think he's going to knock this dude out. I don't know why I'm feeling this way. I'm saying second round knockout, Niko Price. That's my boy. And I think he gets the dub here. Obviously the situation with Cowboy didn't go his way, but I thought he won that fight. So it is what it is. I'm taking Niko Price in this one. So, can't wait for it. Next fight, Max Griffin versus Carlos Condit. So this one makes me happy because I do the same thing. Max Griffin and Trevin Giles, almost brothers in this game when you really look at their faces. I get to pick against Max. I like Carlos Condit. Carlos Condit's a cool dude. I think Condit can win this fight. I kind of doubted Condit in his Court McGee fight. I was like, you know what? I think he's done, right? I think he's done. He's shown a different side of himself, and he's been looking good in his last 2 fights. Obviously, Max Griffin has been looking really good, too. The reach is the exact same. Condit is the taller guy. Condit has a really good chin. I don't think Max is going to box this guy up. That's what Max has been kind of like priding himself on. I think I could see Max getting a decision here. He's a well-rounded fighter. He's been in the game for a minute, but I mean, he's only 2 years younger than Condit, so it's not like he's a lot, younger. But I'm gonna take Condit in this one. I think Condit can get the decision. I think Condit's more well-rounded. I think he has a better kicking game. I think he's just kind of better than him in a lot of areas besides youth, and I would say athleticism and power. I would say Max might have a lot more power right now than Condit. Condit hasn't really been putting people away. He couldn't put Court McGee away. No disrespect to him, he did drop him, but Max just knocked out Kenan Song. So it's like, does he really have power? I wouldn't say. I just feel like the athleticism is on Max's side. I just feel like he's still in his prime. Obviously, Carlos is past his prime, but I'm so tired of Griffin, man. I'll never forgive Griffin for what he did in there against fucking, what's his face? Was it Alex Morono? No, I think it was Oliveira, man. He went out there and just lost. He was so sorry in that fight. Like, nothing against Oliveira, but he went out sorry. Like, I'm sorry. But that one, that's probably been, like, the main reason I've been picking him. But I think Conor can get this done. Next fight, Irene Aldana versus Yana Kunitskaya. I mean, good fight right here. Really, really good fight between some decent girls. Irene is coming off, in a humiliation, right, over, Holly Holmes. Holly had her way with Irene. Yana is coming off a questionable win over Kaylin Vieira. I thought she kind of lost that one. So Irene basically in this fight has to kind of prove that she can grapple and that she can't cut the cage. That was another thing. She couldn't even cut the fucking cage against fucking Holly. But she has really good boxing. In the pocket, she's really good. She throws haymakers, man. She got knockout power, right? Yana, on the other hand, she's good grappling, good control. That's what she's gonna go out there. She's gonna try to beat you. She's gonna or she's gonna lay on you like a wet blanket, right? So, the reach is the same between both girls, 68.5. From both of them. I think Irene gets this done. I like Irene a lot. Obviously, I picked her, and she did me so dirty in her last fight, man, going out like that. I think Yana's kind of due for a loss. The way she lost to even Sarah McMahon. Not Sarah McMahon. I'm sorry. What's her name? Fucking Aspen Lad. Mama got a OnlyFans. Dude, that's so crazy. I just seen that, bro. That's so funny, bro. I'm sorry to bring that. Has nothing to do with this fight, but I had seen Aspen Lad's mom got a OnlyFans. What's going on with y'all? But yeah, I mean, the way she got dealt with against Aspen Lad, dude, it's so late. So if y'all mad at me for acting a fool on here, man, just it's like 127, bro. Like cut me some slack. But yeah, like I said, Yana, I like the girl, man. She's a good girl, but I think Aldana gets this done. I think she gets this done by decision. I think she will get taken down, but I feel like her takedown defense will improve. And I think she'll have the better boxing, the combos, and I think the power will kind of scare Yana. And I think Yana won't engage so much, and where she'll get knocked out. I think she'll just stay away to the point where she'll survive, but she'll lose. And yeah, I think Aldana gets this done. Greg Hardy versus Tai Tuivasa. Man, this breaks my heart. I hate doing film studies sometimes, man, because then you just see something you just don't like, and you're like, damn, the guy you want to win doesn't look like he's going to win this. I do not like Greg. I'll be honest with y'all. I don't like him, but I'm not in denial. Tai Tuivasa is trained at AKA before. Now he's left. If he was at AK, I probably would just straight up pick him, even if I knew he was gonna fucking lose. That's to me. That's the number one crutch with these AK fighters. He did a lot of good work at AK. Got 2 wins, right? I'm happy for him. Greg Hardy has one kryptonite, right? This is the grappling. I'm gonna ask this question to Tai I don't know why I couldn't say his name. Tai Tuivasa's face. And to you guys, do you think Tai is gonna wrestle? Do you think Ty's even gonna clinch? Tai likes to clinch a lot. Do you think he's gonna do this against Greg? He's gonna swing and bang, right? He's gonna test Greg's chin, right? So that's something that's an unknown. We don't know how durable he is. I honestly think you look at the reach advantage. He has a 5-inch reach advantage over Tai. I think Greg is gonna jab his face off. That's what I think is going to happen here. I think Greg's going to win a decision. And a lot of y'all going to be mad. I don't think Hardy's trash. I think he's actually kind of athletic and decent in the boxing area. Tai might have an advantage if he throws a lot of leg kicks. I think he could really win the fight there. But I don't know. I'm feeling Greg right now. I think Hardy's going to take it. I honestly think Hardy's going to take it. As much as I like Tai Tuivasa, and I want to see him just go out there and knock this fool out, and he's done this throughout his whole entire career, man. Like, they'll give him a really, really good fight, and he'll choke it. So, I'm taking Greg here. I think Greg will have the reach advantage, and I think he'll use the jab. He's with American Top Team right now, so I think he'll look good. These next 2 fights, I'm going to keep it really short. Gilbert Burns and Stephen Thompson both have breakdowns in Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor 3. I got to go Thompson here. I think Thompson's going to get it done over Burns. I think, Burns has a chance with the grappling and obviously the power. And if he goes watches the T. Wood fight, I think that's a good game plan for him. He's very similar to T. Wood almost. A lot of people have compared him to the Brazilian T. Wood offensively. And, with the wrestling, obviously he has the jiu-jitsu, props. I've made my opinions on Dorino very public. I'm not the biggest fan of him. But it is what it is. I think Thompson's just going to be a lot better than this guy. You know, Burns has always struggled with guys with longer reaches than him, like Usman and Dan Hooker. So I think Thompson should get the victory by decision. Now, Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier 3. Obviously, by the way, I do have a breakdown on Gilbert Burns and Stephen Thompson. So go check that out. And yeah, to Dustin and Conor. Yeah, I just, man, I honestly think Dustin Poirier should get this done. You know, you look at some of the most recent trilogy we saw, DC versus Stipe, and you look at even Cain Velasquez versus Junior Dos Santos. Obviously, those guys are heavyweights, but usually the guy that wins the rematch just wins the trilogy. I think this is Dustin's for the taking. Obviously, you know, Dustin got battered in the first round. He got tooled up in the stand-up. But, you know, the takedown and then him kind of almost, you know, getting those counters, giving him confidence, it just told me that even if the fight went after the third, or, you know, not the third, the second round, he's still going to be in there and fighting. I learned a lot, you know, from that trilogy against Stipe and DC, so I'm not going to make the same mistake, even though I do think Conor's actually better than Dustin in certain areas of the game. I think he's a better striker. I just feel like overall Dustin has the better game, you know, and this isn't a striking fight. This isn't Muay Thai. This isn't kickboxing or boxing. This is an MMA fight. I think wherever the fight goes, I think Dustin has a chance, and I think Dustin is actually the better grappler. I think Dustin wants it more and is more of a grinder. What it comes down to is, who do you trust when both guys are bloody, when both guys are tired, when they're, you know, in the fifth round, and you're asking one guy to leave it all on the line. Who do you think is gonna do that? It's fucking Dustin Poirier. So honestly, at the end of the day, I gotta take Dustin in this fight by decision. I do have a breakdown on it, so go check that out. But I think Dustin is just, he's gonna get it done. I think he's the more grittier fighter. So it is what it is. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. That is all my predictions. I am gonna go to sleep right after this. Probably not even edit this video right now, but it is what it is. I've been saying it is what it is way too much, but it is what it is. But yeah, go follow me on my social media, my Instagram and my Twitter. All those links will be down below in the description box. What else? If you're new, like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let's get this eBay Fight Prediction Nation growing. Love y'all, and goodbye. I think that's it. But yeah, goodbye, y'all. I gotta go to sleep. I got work tomorrow, man. Oh my god. Hope you guys like the beanie. This one was for y'all.